All right, folks, so welcome. Let's call to order and start the meeting, the February 6, 2023 Planning Commission meeting in the town of Sykesville. And our first item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for November 7th, which I think is our last meeting. And I assume everybody's had the chance to look at those. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make it.
Ted, seconded.
I'll second.
Brandon, all in favour? Who were there?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so we're good to go with that. And second one is county update. Is there anybody here to give one, or are we just going to read through it? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I can read through it if you'd like me to, or
no, I think
you guys
we've
had
had the chance to digest it. Unless anybody particularly wants to have the verbal read through, I think we're probably good to go with that. Yeah. So, business agenda, a short business agenda. We need to approve the 2023 meeting schedule. And I think there's one date on there which is not decided at the moment, and that is the July 4th one, because it's Tuesday. On a Tuesday, the offices will be closed.
Yeah, so
well, we're closed on
Tuesday.
Open Monday.
Open Monday,
Yeah.
Closed on Tuesday.
Technically, we could do it on Monday, but then
Coincides
I don't know
with
what
his
your
plans.
guys' plans would be.
Right.
So I wanted to give you the option of.
Yeah, so we can do it the Wednesday after July 5th. We can do it the week following on the following Tuesday, because council meets on the following Monday.
Okay.
Or we can keep it on July 3rd.
I'm happy for July 3rd, but I don't have any plans at this point. I don't know if anybody else might. If you might, then maybe we can just move it so that it's an easier date for everybody.
Well, we could also do it with the idea that if there is nothing pending, we could just cancel it. But we wanted to have something on the books in case something did come up that needed to be looked at in July.
So are we still going to go for July 3rd? And if we need to move it, then we can move it?
No, we wouldn't.
We wouldn't move
just
it?
Cancel it.
Okay.
So you would want to pick a date that you think you can all attend, but if we end up with no agenda item, we can cancel.
Okay.
So pick a date that you feel like.
Why don't we go with the Wednesday? Yeah.
So July 5th?
July 5th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. There's only one meeting date on there that I know that I won't be able to go to. That's the December meeting, so that'll be your meeting, Brandon.
Okay.
Maybe one before that, I don't know, but I know. Okay. So we're agreed. Do we need a motion, or are we good to go? Someone want to make a motion
to make the July meeting July 5th on Wednesday?
And
I'll
second.
to approve the
schedule.
Approve the schedule.
Yeah.
Yep.
And all in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Good to go with that.
Who was the second?
Second was Ken.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we've just the second business agenda thing. I remembered that when we approved our sort of rules of order, if you like, and the way we're organising ourselves, but we are electing the chair and the vice chair on an annual basis. And it can be a continuance in office for those who are there, or if somebody's really keen to do it, they can be part of the nomination process. And I have no ego about it, so if somebody really wants to step in, I have a feeling that probably won't happen, but you never know. So I'm asking for nominations for chair and vice chair for this year for the Planning Commission.
Mine would be continue.
Yeah.
Continuance.
Yep. So you're nominating
You
and Brandon.
Yes.
Chair and vice
Okay,
chair.
and seconder.
Second.
Ken. All in favour?
Aye.
Good to go. Okay, so thank you very much.
We're gonna have to do the hand gripping thing. You can sort that
We'll do that one again, right? Yeah. Right. If start one's anybody ready?
All right. So the last
This is a
item.
tough group right here.
Cut through.
Last item on our swiftly moving agenda is town update. So Kevin.
I'll try to be quick. Not on the staff report, but I just want to mention I'm working on the annual report for the county that you guys will need to certify. That'll likely be ready to go for the next meeting. So we'll send that out. You guys can look at it and hopefully certify it for the next meeting. Into the staff report. So first thing, the property owners at 7306 Springfield Avenue, the Joy property up the hill. They withdrew their Board of Zoning Appeals application, which was asking for a non-conforming use of their property in the business local zone. So their plan now, with the help of their attorney, they've informed us that they intend to apply to have the property rezoned, most likely to business general, which would allow for a auto service garage as a permitted use, and that's that's the hope. That's what they want to do. We're still awaiting the official application. We did get an update from their attorney last week that just said, they're waiting for the survey plat to be finished, at which point they're gonna come sit down with staff, have a discussion of what they actually need for their official application, just so everything's neat and tidy, and then hopefully, get that in ASAP. So nothing's required from the commissioners at this time, but it might be a good idea to maybe start looking at the business general zone in our zoning code. We currently don't have any property that's zoned as that. So just make yourselves a little familiar with it, because the rezone application will likely come before planning commission for some sort of recommendation from council at some point. So it might not be a bad idea just to kind of have an idea of what's in that part of the zoning code for business general.
And if you don't know the property well, it's probably worth, between now and the next meeting, just having a quick visit to look at it, because it's an interesting property. Okay.
So I guess 7306 Springfield. It's the old white building, kind of right across the street from Sykesville Middle.
Used to be Tom's gas station.
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
So just an update on that. Second update regarding upcoming cannabis legalization. So as I'm sure everyone's aware, recreational use of cannabis for adults 21 years and older becomes legal in Maryland beginning July 1st of this year. So currently the General Assembly is working on some regulatory framework for the retail sale throughout the state. That's moving through the legislative session. As it stands, we don't have anything written into our code specifically regarding cannabis retail sales. Now, there was some discussion back in 2015 regarding medical cannabis dispensaries, but nothing ever became finalized with the town. But we do have some research that was done with that. We have some information stemming from those discussions that I'm happy to provide to everyone. If you guys are interested, just let me know. I'll shoot you an email with everything that we have stemming from those discussions. But we'll just continue to monitor legislative sessions, gather some information. And again, no actions required at this time, but it's just something we wanted to put on everyone's radar, because there will probably come a time here in the near future where it will come before us. It will require some action from us. Obviously, the staff report went out Thursday, and of course Friday is when they introduced the bill, Senate Bill 516, regarding that regulatory framework. It was almost 90 pages, so I haven't had a chance to go through the whole thing and really digest it all, but I was able to glean some of the stuff that will be relevant to us. It's a lot of what we expected, at least as staff, basically saying, as a local jurisdiction, we can establish reasonable zoning requirements for cannabis businesses, but we can't zone it out. We can't establish zoning or other requirements that are too big of a burden on cannabis businesses. So, we can put reasonable limitations on it, but we can't just put in the code that it's not allowed. Mm-hmm. So again, that was sort of what we expected. There's a few small other things in here that, as a town, we might pertain to us, but again, just as far as this body is concerned, we will have a little bit of power of putting in some zoning requirements for it. So we're going to just keep an eye on that again, and as any updates come,
So the likelihood is it's likely that we're going to introduce it as a conditional use in one of our zones, probably business.
Yeah, and I mean, and just for some reference, so one of the discussions that were had in 2015, and some of the other municipalities in the state have these regulations as it pertains to medical cannabis. Is it has to be more than 500 or 1,000 feet from schools, maybe places of worship, things of that nature. So we can start thinking about it like that, and then it can also only be in certain districts or zoning districts. So. And then once you combine all that, then you kind of see where you might be able to place something within the town. So again, just something to put on everyone's radar, something to start thinking about, because again, it'll probably come before us for some action at some point in the near future. So
thank you.
And that tends to be, as I recall, it tends to be as a bird flies, right? That
I believe that's
radius.
Yeah, I believe that.
And I remember the last time that we looked, I think downtown is like 1,500 feet or something from the middle school. Mm-hmm. It's a lot closer than you think. Mm-hmm. And so might be worth just looking at like a GIS sort of. There's different apps that are out there, different websites that you can see that sort of thing and kind of get it. Yeah. What's 500 feet? What's 1,000 feet? What's 1,500 feet? And if you add in places of worship, then we're really starting to narrow it down quite a bit.
Yeah, and we do, from the 2015 discussions, we have a map that shows at least just Sykesville Middle School with a 500-foot radius and then a 1,000-foot radius as well. So I can send that out to everyone.
That'd be awesome.
So you guys can get a visual see what that's gonna look like and, you know, start thinking about it.
Good.
So,
Any other questions? No? That being said, any other business? Anything anybody needs to bring up? Good. Then do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Ken?
Second.
Brandon? All in favour?
Aye.
On we go. Quick meeting. Thank you, folks. Just the ones we like. We're all going to be like that. That worked. So thanks. So our next meeting will be in March on March 6th. Great. Thanks, guys.
That was a little different than a year ago.
You know,
A year ago was